I'm Dave Welsh. Welcome to the Topsfield Fair Expo show.
Hi, I'm Ann Savage. I'm Executive Secretary at Topsfield Fair.
My job at the fair is videographer, and also I have the privilege of helping out in the souvenir booth. Ann, can you tell us a little bit about the physical side of the fair, how big it is and so forth, the grounds?
Sure, the grounds are made up of 83 acres of land.
Mm-hmm.
About 50 of those acres comprise the parking area, which allows for about 6,000 cars. 23 acres are used for the agricultural exhibits themselves, and 10 acres are used for the midway.
Something that has happened over the last few years is we now have satellite parking, where people can park at Masconomet Regional High School and then take a bus over, which is kind of nice, isn't it?
It's great. It's a shuttle bus. It's a double-decker. It's a lot of fun.
The history of the fair is rather fantastic. It goes all the way back to 1818, when the Honorable Timothy Pickering of Salem started the Essex Agricultural Society, which runs the fair today. The fair has been stopped only twice in its history, once during the Civil War and once during the Second World War. And about how many people attend the fair every year?
We get about 500,000 patrons each year. And the fair is actually the oldest continuously operating county fair in America.
Wow, that's fantastic. How about if we take a trip now through the fairgrounds at Country Way with you? Is that a good idea?
Let's start with Country Way because that's our demonstration area.
Let's go.
We're now entering Country Way at the Topsfield Fairgrounds. This is our demonstration area and part of our kiddie land. We stress the educational part of agriculture here at the fair, and we're very pleased to present many of the aspects. We offer you a cider mill where you can see the cider being made. They make the cider donuts right there as well. And we have our Christmas tree exhibit over here. Some beautiful trees that come in every year from all over the North Shore, and they vie for the great awards. They have a beautiful silver cup that the winner gets. Also, they offer a quart of firewood to the raffle winner, which is very popular this year with the cost of fuel so high. Also down here we have some very fine crafts that come in as vendors at the fair. We try to have them continuing along the country theme of Country Way. The Heritage Post and Beam also puts together a house while they're here. Another part of the education here at Topsfield Fair. The maple sugar house shows you how maple sugar is made. From the tapping of the trees, to the boiling of the sap, to the pouring into the molds for the great candy or the syrup that you have on pancakes in the wintertime.
Good morning.
Why, what are we doing in this building?
Huh?
What are we doing in this building?
Maple sugaring.
How do you do that?
We have a large evaporator. Out back we have a tank that simulates the maple syrup, and the sap runs into the evaporator through a float system. And you draw the maple syrup off on this end of the product, which is called an evaporator. And then we fire the unit with firewood. We put our wood in over here. I've got wood fire, so I'm going to add a little bit of wood right now. And you can get a little more steam coming out of our sugar house. It takes 40 gallons of the sap, which is that tank full out back, to make 1 gallon of the maple syrup. And then we take the maple syrup and we draw it off. It's run through what they call a filter press, and then it will create the syrup that you have over there that we put into the different size jugs. And then also the candy is like boiling the maple syrup even further.
We also offer the Textile Museum from Lowell. They're brand new this year, and they've been demonstrating all about how the textiles were made. Further along, we have the village blacksmith shop. Carl Close is our blacksmith, and he demonstrates every day using a forge and other tools.
see it?
Can you make it again?
Further along, we have our traditional woodworking with Brandon Maxim. He's been with us for a couple of years at the fair, and he works with the wood during the day using old-fashioned tools and the craft of years ago to make farm implements. Brandon, what else do you make here besides the farm implements? Do you also make bowls, or is there a lathe here?
Yes, actually I've made everything here I've made with hand tools. I do everything traditionally as we would in the 16th and 1700s. We do a lot of furniture repair, a lot of reproduction furniture, as well as early colonial architectural carving, cornices and stair balusters and things like that.
And you stay busy all week.
I stay busy all year.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you.
And there's a water wheel, also an old implement from the past, before electricity. Turning the lathe, which makes a very beautiful piece of wood that would go on a porch or a table or a chair. The giant pumpkin competition takes place on opening day at the Topsfield Fair, and then the giant pumpkin that wins is on display for the entire 10 days of the fair in the vegetable barn.
We have a clip now. Armin Michaud from Ipswich grows these giant pumpkins, and I was able to get into his yard one time, and actually he showed us some of the pumpkins and how big they get. I noticed that over the years the pumpkins have been getting larger and larger and larger. So let's go to that video clip.
Let's go.
Okay. Well, we're in Ipswich now at Armin Michaud's backyard, and Armin is a big grower of big pumpkins, right, Armin?
I'm trying to be, yes.
Now these pumpkins are huge, as you can see. Is this one going to the fair?
Yes, it is.
All right, and these are not regular pumpkin seeds, are they?
No, they come from the Mr. Dill seed from Nova Scotia. And there's a club, and we try to compete against each other for the biggest pumpkin.
Now we got about 10 days left before the fair, and you said this. You told me the other day this thing is putting on quite a few pounds a day, right?
Well, right now I'm hoping for 3 to 4 pounds a day, but in August she was putting on 25, 30, 31, 35, and then now it's on its way down. So we hope to get 3 or 4, about 40 pounds between now and the fair if we can.
Now, how about that drought that we had there late in August? Is that a problem?
Not for me, because I have a cistern down the end of my property, and the water comes in from from the road, from the land, and it kept me with water. It's pretty empty now, but I had water. What
do you think this thing's going to weigh by the time we finish?
Well,
it
tapes out around 1,000 pounds.
About 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you, Armin.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Come again.
One of the staples of the Topsfield Fair is the sand sculpture. That's been going on for a lot of years. Justin Gordon of Elwyn Designs is a master at doing this. So I did an interview with him at one of the recent fairs, and Anne, if it's all right, I'd like to go to that film clip now.
Let's take a look.
Well, today we're with Justin Gordon of Elwyn Designs, a man perhaps you don't know his face, but you certainly know the kind of work he's done, at least if you're one of the 500,000 people that come to the Topsfield Fair every year. Sir, this is yours, right?
Me and my sweetheart are working on it.
That's fantastic. Now, I've been doing this video for like 10 years, and every year you amaze me at what you do here. You are an artist.
Some call it that. I just call it a sculptor.
A sculptor. Well, you certainly are that, sir. Now, how do you come up with the ideas for these things?
Well, we sit down before the fair starts and we talk with the fair management, Al Craig and company, and we talk with them about what they want and what they like to see, what's their theme.
Oh, so it's like a theme thing every year?
Oh yeah, the fair usually has a theme to it.
Okay.
So we try and fit it in with that. Sometimes we'll not go with the theme, but do something that will just be traditional,
right?
Like traditional sand castle or something like that. But usually it follows the theme that the fair comes up with.
Now, is this special kind of sand, or is this just sand you could pick up at any beach?
No, this sand is it's a waste product from a sand pit up in Hudson, New Hampshire.
Okay.
And by waste product, I mean when they produce sands, they wash it. And when they wash it, they wash this stuff out. So this is what
waste product.
Waste product.
My
this
goodness.
is what they wash out.
Yeah.
And it goes into the pond, and some call it pond sand, some call it dredge fill, some call it river sand, and this place calls it high G for some reason.
Very good.
But their waste is.
Now, all right. My last question to you is, where did you get your training for doing this? I mean, there's not a school that says we are a school of sand sculpturing.
Oh,
is
sure.
there?
Beach YU.
Beach YU. All right. Where did you get your training? Self-taught. At the beach, self-taught.
Well, I've been carving wood for about over 30 years.
Yeah.
And during college and after college, used to go to the beach all the time and get bored sitting around. So just started to play with the sand, and then run into people who were also doing that.
Yeah.
And they had tools, so you just kind of adapt and you just kind of learn and do stuff. And the more you try, the more better you get. Yeah, you just kind of pick it
all
up.
Right. Could you quickly tell us what do we have here today? What is this now? We have.
Oh, well, it's the takeoff on the fair poster. The fair poster's Champions of Agriculture.
All right, we're going to take a look at the fair poster right now, and this is what this is supposed to be,
The fair poster has all these animals playing sports, and the champions is the takeoff on the baseball champions and the football champions. So it's all these
hockey champions too. We had Ray Bork as our as leading the parade this year.
Right,
okay,
the Grand Marshal.
Yes.
Welcome to the Topsfield Fair.
All these champions, so they have all these farm animals playing sports, so that's what we took off on. So we got the pig and the basketball, and like the scoreboards, the farm team and the other team, and Henway Park, not Fenway.
Not Fenway, but Henway.
Yeah, and just stuff like that. We just kind of take off, make it humorous, and do what we can. The bullpen's on the other side with a bull and a pen.
Very good.
Just things like that.
Well, you certainly taught me a lot. Thank you, Justin. We appreciate it.
Nice to meet you.
The beekeeping and honey exhibit at Topsfield Fair is one of the largest in America, and our superintendent of the building, Bill Wiley, has done a tremendous job of putting it together for many years. It's a family attraction. You can go in and search for the queen bee in the hive. You could roll your own beeswax candle. You can purchase some honey sticks. You may be able to meet the honey queen or the honey princess, whoever's on duty that day. The beekeeping building is just a wonderful place to visit at the fair, and let's take a look at what that looks like.
I've noticed it's also one of the most crowded places in the fair.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to that clip now.
Hi, I'm Bill Wiley, and this is the beekeeping building at Topsfield Fair. And if you come in here, you can see live bees, all types of honey, beeswax products, arts and crafts, make a candle, and there's all kinds of things to do in this building every day during the 10 days of Topsfield Fair. Love to have you drop by and say hello.
Oh, and the queen has been all over the place. I think they've just taken a reprieve from all the kiddos that have been in here.
The Topsfield Fair has had its home in many places in Essex County in the beginning. But in 1858, a Dr. Treadwell, whose farm was in Topsfield, bequeathed the farm and its barn to the Topsfield Fair, or to the Essex County Agricultural Society. Now, Ann, we're going to take a trip through that barn right now, which happens to be the museum for the fair.
That's right, and there are a lot of great farm implements and other items to see. Let's take a walk. This is the original barn from the Treadwell farm. It was bequeathed to the Society in 1858 by Dr. Treadwell, and it's now used by the fair for the Grange Farm and Fair Museum. There are so many farm implements here that have been donated or given to the fair over the years. Some of the wonderful ones we have include the butter churn. It's actually a rocker that goes back and forth and was used to churn the butter in a rocking manner, as opposed to the butter churn, which is in a barrel where they turn the handle and churn the butter that way. And the butter worker is where the butter went after the churn or the rocking motion, where the salt and the coloring was added to the butter. One of the many farm implements that we have here at the fairgrounds, donated or given to us to the Society, and we're very pleased and honored to have them as part of our Farm and Fair Museum. This is a one-man planting machine used from the very old days. It was pulled by one horse, sometimes two. If you used two horses, it didn't leave the hoof prints where you're going to plant the seeds. The seed was kept in this round container right here. This mechanism patted down the land after the seed was placed into it. And in the very beginning, the trough was cut for the seed to be placed into it. So the horse would pull this machine with a very strong person holding the back of it. The seeds would be planted, the earth covering the seed once again, and then tapped down by this heavy wheel in the back. A very ingenious mechanism, and it worked very well in the fields of many years ago. Topsfield Fair has been home to all sorts of displays and arts, and the Home Arts Department has expanded over the years to include professional and amateur arts. We're going to take a walk right now into the art department and talk to Elizabeth Benson and see what's going on there.
Okay.
Well, hello, my name is Elizabeth Benson. Welcome to the Fine Art Department of the Topsfield Fair here at Coolidge Hall. We'd love you to come down and to see the exhibit in the hall with amateur and professional, and also come down for some great bargains in our bin rooms.
The rabbit and cavy department is very popular as a part of the fair, and they have their own barn over toward the midway section. The families love to head over that way and see all the bunnies and the guinea pigs on display. And there are a lot of demonstrations that take place there, Dave.
Yeah, I know. They're seeing the Angora barn. I've seen them do that there as well. What strikes me when I go in there is the children who bring their rabbits in as exhibits. The love you can see between those kids and those rabbits and cavies. It's just amazing.
Well, it's their pet.
It's their pet.
It's the pet of the family, and they're just very proud to bring them to the fair.
So let's take a look at that.
Hello, my name is Karen Walrath, and this is the Rabbit and Cavy building. In case you're wondering, a cavy is also known as a guinea pig. We have many to do here. We have rabbits such as Angora. We have rabbits on display. We have an information table. We actually have a spinning booth where we spin Angora fur. We have rabbits for sale and guinea pigs for sale. You can also have your picture taken with the rabbit. Thank you for visiting the Rabbit and Guinea Pig Barn.
So get a little bit bigger. Bigger kind. 6 years old. Wow.
Can you pat the bunny for me?
I've been here since, well,
Yeah. Is he soft?
Yeah. But I was,
Thank you.
I've got to get home.
Entertainment is a very popular part of the Topsfield Fair, and entertainment is actually an enticement to get people to come see the agriculture, which is the mission of the fair. We have many different venues, including the arena, which seats about 3,000 people. We have the grandstand area, which seats about 2,500 people, and 5 smaller stages, which we just load with entertainers throughout the week.
Since I've been videotaping the fair, and for the last 10 years or so, I've videotaped and met a lot of great stars, and it's been fun working with them. The clip we're going to see now is rather a long clip, but I think you'll enjoy it because I'm sure you'll recognize a lot of the stars that we're going to show you. And we'll end with that.
Let's take a look.
It's something we've known all along. It happens all the time. This crazy love wraps around my heart, fusing to one. Ooh, crazy love. Free my soul, wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Anything goes. Free my soul, wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Where the days are longer, the nights are stronger than moonshine. You're gonna go, I know. The free wind is blowing through your hair, and the days surround your daylight. The moon's just still on Blueberry Hill. It lingered until my dreams came true. And have what's left of pieces put back in but not joined together, no one else would put my heart. With the wall came tumbling to the ground, her world came crashing down around her heart. Love was like a fortress around a man. She would have died for taking care, to take care of all he needed.
Get yourself settled. Get yourself ready. You are just moments away from the Charlie Daniels Band.
I do believe it's about that time.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Mount Juliet, Tennessee, the Charlie Daniels Band.
If you win, you get the shining fiddle made of gold. If you lose, the devil gets your soul. people, Cherokee tribe. So proud you live, so proud you die. There's a kind of hush of love to all the world. You can hear the sound of losing love. You know what I mean? Just the two of us and nobody else in sight. There's nobody else, and I'm feeling good, just holding you tight. So listen very carefully, closer now, and you will see what I mean. It isn't a dream.
Thank you for joining us for this Topsfield Fair Expo. It's been a lot of fun putting it together, and we hope to see you at the fair this year.
I'm Dave Welsh, and again, thanks for joining us.
I'm Ann Savage, and we'll see you next time. We'll see you at the fair.
Bye now.